Hi there. The spiritual attribute that I'm going to talk about today is the one that is called the light of the spiritual vehicle. Now, some people, instead of saying spiritual vehicle would say spiritual body or light body. So there's interchangeable terms. It's just that we've framed it as the light of the spiritual vehicle, as the attribute, because it's the light we're talking about, not the actual vehicle. Although I will talk a little bit about the vehicle. So what is your light body? Loosely, we could say it's your soul. It is the vehicle that you have, that you never lose, life after life. Each time you die, your physical body breaks down and goes back to the earth. Your emotional body dissolves, your mental body. It does a transfer. So does the, okay, this is interesting. The emotional body, before it dissolves, does a kind of a transfer to the mental body, so that whilst the emotion that we feel here in physical life can sometimes be raw and out of control and wow, that aspect breaks down. But there's a knowing of it, I suppose, is the best way you could say it, remains with the mental body. And before the mental body breaks down, it transfers all your knowledge, all your memories, everything to do with what your mental body has discovered, how it's grown. It's taken that from the emotional body, so all your growth emotionally, and then all your growth mentally is transferred to your light body, which is the vehicle of your soul, so that none of that is lost. And that is why you can access it through past life regression, because it still all exists. So what we are talking about is the light of your soul, I guess. Now, your soul has always had light. It's born of the light. But it's how brightly does it shine. New souls glow, for want of a better way of explaining it. Honestly, I am limited by language, human language. And so this is as close as I can get. New souls that have never incarnated before glow. They're luminous, they glow. With each lifetime, they glow more brightly. They shine more brightly. Until eventually, at the end of the very last lifetime, they are pure brilliance. That's how bright and shining they are. So from a glow to a brilliance is the journey of the soul. And within that brilliance is all of that soul's experiences, from the first time of becoming a self-conscious soul, an individual soul, to when they no longer need to incarnate anymore. And so the spiritual attribute is the light. So, how do we attain light? They say there's the light of knowledge. And you can do that through education, like just learning to read and write, and learning the sciences or literature or whatever you want to look at through modern and even ancient educational processes. Okay? It's an aspect of light. You have experiences and you remember them. Memories is an aspect of light. But all of that on the journey through many, many lifetimes turns into wisdom that can be shared with others. Firstly, wisdom can be used for yourself when you wise up about something and you put that into practice in your life. But ultimately, towards the end of the soul's journey through physical lives, that wisdom will be shared. And it's also not lost. It's never lost. At the end of the cycle of incarnation, that wisdom does not disappear. That wisdom is what is making the soul, the light body, so brilliant. That is how our guides that work with us who no longer incarnate, they are light beings. And it is their light, their wisdom, and their connections to even higher realms, so they can channel even higher wisdom if necessary, is what guides us. But it guides us through our own light. So it's a light to light kind of a process. So when you do receive guidance from your guides, it is through your light vehicle, your light body, your soul. And then it is that light vehicle that allows it to come through your mind and into your emotions and into your out and be useful and practical in your spirit, in your physical daily life. They're still showing me the soul and the light body. It's almost like only while we need to be in cycles of incarnation do we need this container. It's the only way I can describe it for our soul. It's like our soul is limitless. So it won't always need that container. But it needs it when it is incarnating through a physical body. But it doesn't need it when it's in between lives, but it can use it if need be. It allows for that connection between heaven, for want of a better word, and earth. So when you are communicating with passed over loved ones, for instance, they are using their light vehicle to facilitate the communication process. And it's your light vehicle communicating with their light vehicle. So when they communicate with you, it's like they take on that containment for the communication to happen, and it's the same process when your guides do it, and sometimes people can see their guides. So you're seeing that containment. So it's quite a useful thing, this light body. And I've just been told to tell you that it is important that you do some meditation on it individually. You want to come and understand what I've been endeavouring to tell you, with help from the guides, I might add. They now want you to do some meditation on the light body and just exactly what it is. Take what I have said as a starting point, and use it in meditation to get a deeper understanding of what it is. You will most likely find that you can't quite find the words to explain some of it, because there are no words in the human language to be able to explain it. It's not something that we talk about in daily life, and that's what language is all about. So growing your light is living your lives, learning your lessons, growing spiritually, broadening your understanding of spiritual principles, allowing yourself to have those expansions of consciousness as you go on your journey, life after life, being the best person you can be, endeavouring to have deeper understandings of the meaning of life, the meaning of your own life, the meaning of the lives of others, and the interactions and the things that happen. All of that helps your soul's evolution, which is increasing the light of your soul from that first glow to that brilliance that it will be at the end of your final incarnation. So I will leave you with this now, to take into meditation, not necessarily right now, you can if you like, or contemplation if you're somebody that doesn't do formal meditations by yourself, but just takes something that's being said and thinks deeply about it. That's fine. It doesn't matter how you do it, but it is something that you do need to, as a spiritual person who is sincerely wanting to grow, it is something that you need to have a greater depth of understanding of. And you can only get it through your own connections, inner connections. It not necessarily to guides, but just being able to connect to your own soul, your own light vehicle. Thank you for listening to me.